Hey peeps, welcome back, and this is also Kraus, and welcome to the SR71 Blackbird video. So first of all, I'm just gonna show you the materials needed for the build. This is A4 sheets, basically photocopy paper. You can use that or printing paper, basically. Next is obviously scissors. After that, for measuring, you need a ruler, and finally you need a gum, the glue. Basically, the glue used here is actually binder glue, so the ones you use for stationery, that. And finally, for the paint, we use fabric paints, because either you can use fabric paints or you can use acrylic paints. So as you can see in the video right now, that's the blueprint. I showed it before in editing as well, and now we're just getting the actual measurements for each piece, because we're gonna make the fuselage first of all. So currently we're gonna make it, we're gonna divide it into 4 pieces. So the middle pieces before the tail and the nose. The nose is obviously going to be a cone, the tail is going to be a cone, and finally the 2 cylinders. So we're going to make the 2 big cylinders. So initially I was going to make it in cylinders, 2 cylinders attached together. Instead I am going to make 1 full cylinder. So for this, the cylinder, what you can do is you can use the, as you can see, like basically like rolling up for, you know, a cigarette. So that's how you do it. So just apply a layer of gum on the edge of the one side of the paper and roll it up, and do the same on the other side, and boom, you get 1 whole piece or 1 whole cylinder. Next, what we're gonna do is measure it all up, and finally that's done. So now I'm actually pinching the sides of the circle, because the SR71 is not exactly circular. It's more of like, it has 2 pinched angles in the either side, so that has to be done. Next, we're making the front, I believe. Next, we're making the front of the SR71, which is the nose cone. Nose cone is the angle, as in the angle of the nose cone should be slightly lower. Yes, the angle should be lower, and that's how it should be. And for the tail, you can have a higher angle with a stubby end, so you can just cut the cone's nose part for the tail. So that's done. Okay, now once that's done, we're making the these flat pieces around the actual SR71 nose. So the nose is fairly long. It's not actually the nose, the cockpit, and the remaining fuselage around it for the nose. So it's slightly long, and there's like flat pieces around it. So I broke it into 4, 2 straight ones and 2 curved ones. So this is me showing how I actually attached it. Once that's done, we go with the rear flat pieces, because the ones that attach the engines of the SR71 to the fuselage, that's what we're doing. And finally, we're adding the actual flaps of the rear, and that's how you see it right now. So next, we're gonna make the engines. So for the engines, you can use the same process we made the fuselage before, just tubes or circles. And now this is what happens when this is like, there's a huge cut here, but so put in those cone shaped one there in the front, and actually beef it up, because in the actual thing, as you can see, I put a nose cone, so from the rear I put it so I can push it to the front. That's how you do that. And it's mostly small strings of paper just wrapped around. And now this is the final product of the engine, the one single engine so far, with the actual cooling intakes in the rear, including the thrusters, the thruster fins, sort of. So that's one fin attached, and I need to make the second one. That will be my next thing to do. Once my second one is done. So this is the fuselage along with the engines attached. So it's starting to look more or less like a spaceship. So I would suggest having a blueprint of your size, so you can actually measure it up like I did. So this is all the things attached. Next, what we're doing is making it more smoother, because initially you saw it was like, oh, it's like pieces melded together, but here now it's sort of like blending in as if it's one whole piece. So the previous part, which I didn't show, that one contains the lower side, the bottom side of the SR71, where it has to be sort of like, to an extent, it needs to have a V formation, so like a small ridge on it. And now we're adding the wings, the actual wing parts, and along with that, the curved parts that's attaching to the outer side of the engine. So that's done. So once that's done, next what we need to do is actually add the rudders. The rudders that's in almost a 60-degree angle. So that's what needs to be done next. And once that's done, there you go. So that's the end product. Full white end product. Once that's done, and now I'm just doing a small transition time, boom, and there we go. So this is full black, so I would suggest just full matte black. You don't need to have any special pieces attached, none of that. So that's this. You just need full matte black, but I would suggest not to use watercolors, because since you're using binder glue and watercolors don't work well, and it's going to ruin your build. So I suggest something that doesn't ruin your gum and your build. So that's that. And now this is after I added some of the details, like for example the red lines along the fuselage and the wings, the cockpit and the cockpit's details and danger signs, etc., and including the parts necessary for, like, when you want to name the rudders. So it's that. So the rudders naming, I actually removed it since I didn't want that to be different. So the coloring is done, the red color is done. I added the danger colors, danger signs with yellow, the fuel square, I think it's the fuel square. And finally I added the final touch, which is the antennae. I would suggest super glue and maybe a pin. A piece of the fin would be enough for this. So that is the final build. So I would suggest to me this came out really well. Look at that, like it looks so good. And I hope you guys enjoyed, and leave a like, subscribe, and you can leave a comment later if you want to see more stealth or commercial planes or jets you would like to see me make. And thanks for watching, and see you guys next time.